But I don't want your good advice, and I don't need your hand on my shoulder. Oh, so I pull away, and on a walk home I say to myself, what
Hey
I
music
couldn't
lovers,
say to you.
welcome to Effervescent Sounds. I'm your host, Matheus Peveza, all the way from Brazil to London, and this is our first episode. This is the beginning of a journey, of a music journey. This is where the space where new sounds are bubbling, coming to the surface, full of excitement and freshness. We're a platform based in London that highlights and showcases up and coming and emerging artists. And we have today our first guest. It's Annie Afrilu. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited.
So am I. Oh my God.
Annie Afrilu is a singer-songwriter from Crystal Palace, South London. Her voice takes over the place whenever she starts singing. Her talent has already been recognized by the actor Samuel L. Jackson, by the radio presenter Nick Grimshaw, and the singer Paloma Faith. I want to start from the basics, like for those who doesn't know you, but if they could look at three artists that could relate to you, you know, like when you go like, oh, these artists is similar to ... Who would be three artists?
I would be on a shelf, I'd like to say, in the ilk with, I'd like to think, Robin, Lewis Capaldi, and probably Tom Odell.
Yeah.
They're like piano-based, epic singers. Yeah.
And is there like one artistic reference for you that is not that obvious that you would say?
Do you know what? I love Prince. I love Prince, but like, because he's so funk, it's like it doesn't quite correlate to my music, but the attitude, 100%, the theatrics, like the love of giving people a show, like a whole performance. Yeah, and Lady Gaga. I love Lady Gaga, but I feel like Lady Gaga and Adele are like the two people that you can't say that you got anything similar to. But I would say that I love them both. I adore them. I love Lady Gaga's shows. Every show, even her interviews, down to Lady Gaga's interviews, everyone is like, what is she going to be like? It's always like a piece of theatre or live performance piece in an interview. And you're like, I don't know what we're going to get. And she's captivating.
Can you remember the time that you realized that you could be a singer? Like, is something that you discover by yourself, like, okay, I have this voice, or someone told you, like, oh, you could be a singer, girl?
Do you know, there was two particular moments that I remember. One is someone else's mum said when I was about 4 that I should do opera singing lessons. It's like, oh, it sounds like you've got a thing for opera, singing the high notes. My dad used to play Pavarotti in the house and I would copy along. But none of us thought it was anything. We just thought it's a kid singing up high. Of course, kids can do that. And that was the end of it. But it wasn't until I went to theatre, like to a theatre club, and I really wanted to go in the acting studio. I thought I was going to do acting. And they said, you're too young to get into the acting studio. You have to be 13. But you can go into a singing group for the year until you're old enough. And in the singing group, there were older girls that were like 16 years old taking the leads. And I was just so scared. I was in the back and I was just watching them and I could hear what they were doing as a lead. And that was when I realized, if that is the standard of a lead singer, then I think that I could do that. But before then, I was always on my own. So I never knew what the standard was. So I never thought I could sing. I was just there because I was biding my time to get into the Actors Theatre. But actually, singing was the thing. Singing was the way to go. And I loved it. Like, I was too scared to go forward myself. And I told the director, I think I might be good at this, like good for a little lead role if you want to give that to me. Audition day came and she lined everybody up that wanted to do to audition for the solo role, played a little thing on the piano and said, sing this. And I stepped backwards. I was too scared.
Gosh.
I was too scared to actually sing. And in the end, like that director, I think teachers are like, they have such a monumental impression on us as children, because she said, you need to step forward, Annie, you need to sing this line. And from then on, she kept on casting me as the lead. And that really is what was pivotal, was teacher bringing me forward.
Like it's something that like a lot of people would love to have. Like I was always thinking like, imagine if I had like a really cool voice that I could sing. Like, how is it like when you have it and we're like, okay, like how do I do it?
It's crazy because for a long time, you think that whatever skill you've got, everybody's got, like we're all born with the same kind of things. But in fact, some people are better at some things than others. I personally have a view that everyone can do anything. It just takes longer to get certain skills. But sometimes I forget that I can sing. Like if I've been ill, like with the flu for 2 weeks, and then I've lost my voice, it's only when I lose it that I really appreciate that I have the skill to be able to do it. And I miss like just letting big notes ring out, really miss that. So I think on the day to day, I think I take it for granted. I don't think about it. Like, I don't walk around thinking, I can sing. I just start singing randomly.
But you're more than a vocalist. You're a composer. You're a songwriter.
Yeah.
How does that comes into place? Like, how is your process, your creative process into creating a song?
So it could be absolutely anything. Generally watching movies, actually, because there's so many scenarios that crop up that you either relate to or you just think, what like a heartbreaking situation. I want to write about that because that's so unique. And I will just start singing into my phone. Sometimes when I'm sleeping, I will like, you know,
Whoa.
when you're like in between sleep, between like being awake and being fully asleep. So that's when your mind's like bubbling along with different ideas. And sometimes I'll just wake up, record an idea in my phone, and then the next day it's all out of key and it sounds terrible, it's out of time, but the idea's there. And I like, usually I dream, I'm like, oh, if I could have the most amazing song or like in a big festival, what would it sound like? And then I just hum along a random like melody with no words. Like it doesn't make any sense. I make sense of it later, writing lyrics, and then me and my songwriting team, we get together and we start playing along with different piano ideas, different bass ideas, and then boom, here comes the idea of a song, but it's not the whole song. It literally takes like ages. Like the song that I've got, Good Love, it took time to, the idea was there straight away, but then it took time to carve it. And I think that's the beauty in it, is carving out something where you're super proud of it, because sometimes things can just come out like perfectly, but then you might want to tweak little bits, and it might not necessarily be the music side of it, as in like the writing. It could be the way I deliver it, where I just take time really playing. It's like being any kind of artist where you're just playing with the different colors and you just get it to a point where you feel like this really represents the message that I'm trying to get across.
And I would like to know from you, like, what have you learned through lockdown that you are taking to real life or whatever that means with?
I learned a lot last year, actually. I learned about my fears and anxieties and how to overcome them, to shut out certain conversations and dialogue. Like people talk a lot about mental health. I was always in a rush, and I think so many artists and so many of us generally are like, I just want to start my career. I just want to do it yesterday, and I need to do this, this, and this. I need to do 10 things a day. And I was going all over London all the time, and I think that that's quite stressful on the body. I was mentally ready to go all the time, drinking coffee, going on another one, Red Bull all the time. And now there was an over a year of none of that. And I was really like, okay, this is really how life should be. It's just a little bit slower and focus on creativity, not getting things done. Just what's the right thing for the song? What's the right muse right now? What am I feeding in, you know?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
I would want to be an international touring artist. What size? I don't know, but I would want different pockets like I would love for different pockets around the world of different cultures to know my music and ideally like it so that I can go there and just share different stories. Yeah, being able to meet different people from different cultures and have a conversation, and the music being a premise for the beginning of that discussion. Where it ends, I don't know. We could end up having a discussion that goes into any different topic, but this gives me a reason to start talking to people and sharing something beautiful.
It's nice. It's a beautiful way of like phrasing it as using music as a starting point of a conversation. I want to ask you a throw of like quick fire questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you're ready for it.
Okay.
Well, you better do it. Like there's no other way of going back, okay?
Right, okay.
A jam that changes your mood instantly.
My cat. He's a gem.
A song that defines your mood today.
Time for Some Action by Annie Nerd, the band.
Best album of the past months.
Do you know, I've been listening to Doja Cat and I've probably, by osmosis, heard the whole album. So, yeah, Doja Cat.
An underrated artist.
Mario.
A dream collaboration.
Pharrell Williams. I would want to work with Pharrell Williams, but on like a NERD track. Yeah,
Super
not a
cool.
pop song. On like a old school, either R&B or like when he was doing like Britney Spears productions, that kind of
Voice.
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes we just need one.
Exactly.
Sorry, I couldn't avoid it.
Exactly. So yeah.
Best gig you've ever attended.
NERD gig. I'm a big fan. Obviously, I keep mentioning them. But this was the point where gigging made sense.
For those who enjoyed your music and want to follow on social media, can you tell us all your handles, all your details?
Yeah, so find me everywhere as Annie Afrilu, ANNIEAFRILU.
Thank you, Annie, to be here with us. Our first chapter being closed now with you. We're so excited. It was such a nice chat.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, see you next time.
100%. I'll be back.
We've got so caught up again, midnight talking in your car. 5:30, still can't fall asleep, think of falling too far. But I don't want your good advice, and I don't need your hand on my shoulder. Oh, so I pull away. And on the walk home I say to myself what I couldn't say to you. We've got that good love, pushing out the bad love, running with no shoes on. This is what we're made for. Wanna tell you so much, but my words just get stuck. Move my body closer, crying on your shoulder, leaning in for your love. I've got so caught up again, talking to your answer phone. But I hold fire, bread is burning my mind, running out of ways to go. So I cut away. I tell the dial tone those 3-letter words that I couldn't say to you. We've got that good love, pushing out the bad love, running with no shoes on. This is what we're made for. Wanna tell you so much, but my words just get stuck. Move my body closer, crying on your shoulder, leaning in for your love. Am I the only one to have a feeling there's more to this than what we've got? Oh, why am I the one to break the news, or one to make the music stop? We've got that good love, pushing out the bad love. This is what we're made for. Wanna tell you so much, but my words just get stuck. What am I afraid for? We've got that good love, pushing out the bad love, running with no shoes on. This is what we're made for. Wanna tell you so much, but my words just get stuck. Move my body closer, crying on your shoulder, leaning in for your love, your love, leaning in for your love, your love. When we stay up, drinking from the same cup, singing all these sad songs, sneaking through the back of the cinema. The joy of laughing both our hands off, falling over backwards. I just wish I had something half as good as your love, something half as good as your love.